Hey there, it's Vickie Howell, here to show you how to do basic cables in rib stitch. So I'm working on a project in the round here, but this exact method will work if you're working a flat piece as well. And the first cable I'm going to show you how to do is a left crossing cable. I happen to be working a 6-stitch cable, but the same method applies pretty much regardless of how many stitches you're working. And what it means when they tell you X amount of stitch cable is that that's the number of stitches the entire cable is going to be worked on, which means usually that you're going to cut them in half to create the cross. So for the 6-stitch cable, that means that I'm going to work 3 stitches first by putting the first 3 onto the cable needle, and I'm slipping them purlwise. So that's 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to let them fall to the front. And I apologize that my cable needle's near the color of my yarn. I couldn't find my other one this morning. So then, because we're working in rib stitch, we're going to purl the next stitch on the left-hand needle, and then knit the next 2. And now we let our left-hand needle just dangle, or if you're more comfortable, you can kind of hold it in your last 2 fingers. I usually just let it dangle. And you pick up the cable needle that had your stitches on hold, and then, following the pattern, you're going to knit 2, and purl 1. And then we set aside our cable needle. And as you can see, we have our first left slanting cable. All cables are a twisting of the fabric. And they're a little persnickety at first, but once you get going, it's pretty cool to see how they add immediate texture to your fabric. Okay, so next, I'm going to show you how to do a right slanting cable. Let me just get over to a place where I can still keep with the rib pattern. So, as you probably guessed, the right slanting cable is opposite of the left slanting cable, which means that for this one, we're going to take the 3 stitches that we've slipped purlwise onto our cable needle, but instead of letting it fall forward, we're going to let it fall behind our project and just kind of let it dangle. And you may have to manipulate it a little bit with your pinky and ring finger just to get it out of the way at first, but you'll get used to it, I promise. Okay, and then following the pattern, you're going to knit 1, purl 2, let this needle, your left-hand needle, just hang out on hold. Pick up the other needle, you'll have to kind of manipulate it around the other. And for this particular cable needle I'm using, I just have to push up the stitches. And by the way, whatever kind of cable needle you want to use is fine. Okay, so then we're going to purl 2 stitches, 1, 2, and knit the last one off the cable needle and set it aside. And as you can see, now you have a cable that's slanting right. And that's all there is to it. Give yourself a break. It takes a minute or 2 to get used to working with that 3rd needle. But if you can just get comfortable with letting the unused needle just kind of hang loose a bit, then you'll find that really it's just like working with 2 needles. And that's all there is to it. All right, thanks.